Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the small microscopic channel here on YouTube. And oh, there's the floor. Okay, we're gonna chat about Battlefield 6 while we play Battlefield 2042. It's been a while since we've had a conversation. I hope you guys are doing well. If you're currently playing a Battlefield-related title or any first-person shooter while you wait for Battlefield 6, I'd be glad to hear what you guys are playing down in the comments. But as we chat, let me see if I can score us some kills. If I recall, oh my gosh, I remember. I played this map. I dropped like 60 kills with a shotgun, and I got kicked from the match. I wanted to retire from Battlefield. I really did. Okay. But yeah, let's chat about the highly anticipated Battlefield 6. I'm super excited for this title. I wish I could get a kill here, right there. We go on HP. Am I going down? I'm going down with the ship. All right, we've respawned, and we're gonna segue into a talking point here. So buckle up your bootstraps. Here we go. And as you may have noticed yourself, if you keep up to date with Battlefield, Battlefield 6 is releasing on October 10th. And the anticipation for this... Okay, we're dead. All right, that wasn't... We gotta back that up. Okay. We're responding again. But like I was saying, the anticipation for Battlefield 6 is very high, and I would say rightfully so after the rocky start to Battlefield 2042 a few years ago. But if you are excited for Battlefield 6, let me go down the comment section below. I need to snag a kill for you guys. I'm over here just shooting rocks. Okay, I got a kill. Okay, now you guys can't say down in the comments, I didn't get a kill. Okay, I'm not the best gamer, but I can game occasionally. I would consider myself a casual gamer. There certainly is another kill for us here. But I would say, as a longtime Battlefield franchise enjoyer, that the community has been waiting for something fresh and exciting since this game, 2042. Let's see if we can... Oh, I think we have to capture... Yeah, we gotta... Okay, I got it. Yeah, we have to capture E. So... However, I think they turned Battlefield 2042 at least into a fun, playable state. The game isn't perfect, okay? I'm a casual gamer, so I'm not trying to maximize or use all these meta setups or anything. I'm just simply here to game and have fun. And I died. Hey, can you let's see if this guy will revive me? Probably not. Okay, we're back. Still on the topic of 2042, but like I was saying, it did have a rocky start at launch. I played the game at like 7 a.m. on release day, and I kid you not, every comment in the in-game chat was pretty negative. I mean, here and there was a positive comment, but those were far in between. Now, I mean, the hate was given rightfully so, I would say, because the game was lacking like some of its like core features to like any FPS, which is a scoreboard and voice chat. But believe it or not, they've added it in. It only took them, I don't know if it was weeks or months, but they finally added in voice chat and a scoreboard. However, I don't think I used voice chat in a Battlefield title since like Battlefield 4, 3. I'm like the PlayStation 4. So let's see if we can capture E here. Can we get some really neat cinematic moment? Maybe only in Battlefield moment. We did it. We captured it. And let me know down below too, ladies and gentlemen, what is your favorite Battlefield class? Because it's making a return to Battlefield 6, and we'll talk about that shortly after I run from this tank. We gotta go. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, we're back again, and it looks like the entire team has been conquering all of our objectives. I'll have a chat. Anyways, I'm curious to know what you guys think of 2042 as a whole. Do you dislike the game? Do you enjoy it for what it is, or do you downright just despise anybody that just talks this video? Let me know down below. But let's segue into some exciting features and changes that I'm looking forward to in the next Battlefield title, Battlefield 6, and I'm probably not the only person that's excited for the features that I'm about to have a conversation with. Is that a dog? That's a robot dog? I forgot about they had robot dogs, but I'm not the only person that's excited to have a conversation about the Battlefield 6 features. Let's see if we can talk and head to E1. It looks like we're gonna have to come back to this one because we just got destroyed, 700 to 0. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna continue our conversation on Hourglass, and boy, do I have my opinions about this map, but we're not gonna cover that this episode. We're going to continue on and have a chat about what features and changes I'm looking forward to, and I'm sure you're looking forward to just as much as I am, because at the end of the day, we're all just gamers. And one of those features that I'm really looking forward to, that I've used in the open beta a lot, is the drag mechanic. And I think having the ability to drag your teammate away from all the chaos and revive them is a very functional mechanic, and it's not a gimmick like the tornadoes in 2042. I know I've been throwing a lot of shade on 2042, but listen, the game, it's okay. But the tornadoes were a pretty big gimmick. But I'm looking forward to the drag mechanic in Battlefield 6. I used it a lot. It was very useful for dragging my teammates away, and I think can I stick this to the helicopter? Let's capture F1. But I think we're going to see a bunch of clips online or cinematic moments created with that drag mechanic and people dragging their buddies away from the chaos and explosions going on. It's gonna be really cool to see. Look at that. We're doing it. We're capturing F1. But in like these, what the hell? Yeah, only in Battlefield moment right there. You guys saw it. Only in Battlefield. Okay. But in these older Battlefield titles, you typically would just have to revive your teammate. There was no such thing as dragging, so you would literally have to jump in front of tanks, explosions. You'd have to pretty much just be the main character in Battlefield and revive your teammate. But now that the drag mechanic is in Battlefield 6, it's going to change the game a little bit. Now we could drag our teammates behind cover. We don't have to run out in front of tanks. I mean, we still can. Is this tank coming outside? Oh, I don't have any explosives. I ran out. So, there we go, guys. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Pop the lid. Anyways, let's have a chat, and we're going to G1. Let's go to G1 and have a chat. Let's continue this conversation. As we travel to G1, I was curious to ask you guys again, do you have any personal only in Battlefield moments, whether that's from like reviving or I'm about to die, or getting a dummy fire. Damn it! I'm such a bad gamer. See, if you guys are expecting anything extraordinary from a gameplay perspective, I'm just gonna have to say, I'm going to disappoint you. If that's the case, if you're tuning in and looking for some crazy FPS skills, reaction speed, because man, I am not him when it comes to FPS games. Anyways, you should probably capture A1, but let's segue. But being able to drag your teammates is one thing, and then, excuse me, sir, we're trying to have a conversation. Okay. But then there's one other major change I'm looking forward to in this upcoming title, Battlefield 6, is the class system making its return back to Battlefield. Because if you played Battlefield yourself throughout the years, you may have noticed this game, in particular 2042, they're using a class, or not a class system, an operator system, which, coming from somebody that's been playing Battlefield since, what, 2011? It's going against the grain. It's going against what makes Battlefield Battlefield. It's going against the core gameplay. It removes a lot of the teamwork, and it's like, I don't know if I want to say individuality, but I think everyone kind of just does their own thing, essentially. For the most part. There are still people that play, you know, teamwork. I love teamwork. Let me revive. See what we got, some teamwork right here. Get some, oh god, you better run. Well, we both died. Alright, we'll be right back. Anyways, like I was saying, that the specialist system is essentially the opposite of what the class system did. It encouraged teamwork, and it just did the opposite of what makes Battlefield Battlefield. It's teamwork. I get the developers might have been trying to create new systems or whatever, but I think completely disrupting its core gameplay, how the game functions, was not the right move with 2042. I'm glad they finally came to their sense. Did you guys see that? Did they just crash into each other? Okay, they might have. Anyways, I'm glad the developers have finally come to their senses and are actually listening to the community's feedback. They created that whole Battlefield playtesting. Okay, alrighty. Okay, we're back. But like I was saying, the developers finally came to their senses and they're listening to the community's feedback, because honestly, with the way Battlefield 2042 started out, I think Battlefield 6 was probably, that was cool. That was, okay, only in Battlefield. And I died. And only in Battlefield. Let's get killed by a robot. Like I was saying, with the rocky start of 2042, I think Battlefield 6 was EA's not last chance, but they would have lost a large portion of their fan base if they kept the specialist system, if they kept doing what they were doing, what they did with 2042. I mean, I'm glad they're listening to the feedback, finally. But the main thing was, oh my god, I can't even get a kill. I'm so bad. He look at that. Look at his health bar. I'm so bad. But with 6, I'm so glad they're adding the class system back into the game and fixing Battlefield's, I don't know, if you want to call it identity crisis or whatever. I'm not saying this game isn't fun. It's a lot of fun. Even with all the problems it had at launch. Right? I try to enjoy the video games that I play as much as possible. I'm not into, you know, optimizing everything about a video game, just there to have fun. But removing the specialist system and adding back in the class system was the right move. For sure. Let's go and keep chatting, but we need to head over there. Let's see if we can spawn in a vehicle from the sky.
Request received. Assigning vehicle now.
Head over there. But yeah, I don't know if we want to call it an identity crisis, but with 2042, like, I don't know. What's the game? I mean, the maps here are pretty bare bones. There isn't too much deviation or too much, there isn't too much variety in, like, the geometry. The maps, for the most part, are very bland and lacking a whole lot of character. If you play Battlefield 6, the open beta, the maps are, I would say, miles ahead of 2042's, which is also exciting. Another reason why I'm looking forward to Battlefield 6, the full game release, and I think I'm pinned down. Everybody is looking at me. But yeah, we'll respawn back in. Here we go again. I want to catch some only. Oh god dang it! I'm catching lead and not catching only Battlefield moments. Oh god dang it!
Good job,
Jeez. Okay, deep breath. Let's move. Anyways, there's a lot to be excited about Battlefield 6. From the blast system to the gadgets. I did see the ladder. The ladder looks pretty cool. I wonder how that's gonna work. It's probably going to change the game quite a bit, because you're going to be able to traverse these buildings in a lot of different ways that we haven't been able to in the past. There's that. There's a sledgehammer where you can destroy, like, the walls, the floors. That's kind of cool. There's that drone. The assault class. Honestly, in the beta, I was not too big of a fan, because there really isn't anything. I don't know. There really wasn't anything to help my teammates with, honestly. Like, you have the heavy class or the medic, where you can give your teammates ammo, or you can revive them, and I like playing those classes because I can just help my team. But yeah, with Assault, oh, we gotta revive him. Get up, soldier. Get up, soldier. But with the Assault class, it almost feels like I'm not really supporting my team. I mean, I guess if you're really good at aiming, or you know, taking out enemies, I guess the Assault class could be good for you, but for me personally, I'm more of a revive and here's some ammo type of person. But I'm looking forward to as well. I hope you guys are looking forward to all the maps. If you guys are excited for any particular map, let me know down below in the comments. Helicopter flying over. Okay, let's head to C1 and let's segue into another talking point. And let's talk about Battlefield 6 Portal. Because they first introduced it in Battlefield 2042, but now it's making its return to Battlefield 6. And there's some things I want to cover with the Battlefield 6 Portal, which is the map creation. I don't know if we call it map creation, but there's the custom game modes that are coming with it, and it's using. You could use it and rearrange the game's assets within the map in Godot, which is a game engine, which I think is cool. But as of right now, it looks like we don't have full creative control over the editor. I know we can create in existing maps. I don't know if we're allowed to or have the ability to create maps from scratch and have full creative control. I think right now as it stands is, correct me if I'm wrong, we're able to load into a map and mess with all the game's assets within that particular map that you choose, and you could create new create new designs, or you could redesign the map essentially if you wanted to, which I guess is cool. But then again, I feel like it's still, it can be cool. Let's see what happens with it. But I don't know. I'm on edge about the portal. But let's see what happens at launch. It would be cool. Revived him. I went down, but I revived my teammate. I just love reviving those. I'm not the best when it comes to aiming, okay? But I like to revive my teammates and give them ammunition. That's where I would say a vast majority of my points probably come from anyways. I got a kill. Look at that. We got a kill. We got some gameplay here, okay? I'm not just a pile of walking garbage right now. Okay. Anyways, back to Portal. Okay, we got custom game modes. We got you can redesign the map, maybe like remaster the map. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But if EA eventually allows for, or DICE allows for full creative control, and you can make the landscapes with the game assets and stuff like that, I think it would be really cool to see that amount of creative control. I can already see the Operation Metro, the Damabad Peak remake, and I'm kind of curious. I want to ask you guys, again, the viewers, the audience here on the Microscopic channel here on the internet, hypothetically, what maps would you like to see created by gamers? And it doesn't have to be a classic Battlefield map. It could be any environment, any location in the world. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys say. But let's see if we can get to an I think we're getting... Alright. Okay. Pretty sure we're getting spawn traps. Let's look at the map. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's happening. While we're getting spawn trapped, we're going to segue into our last talking point here. I hope you guys are enjoying your time spent here, having a conversation. I know it's a bit one-sided. I can't hear you, but you can hear me. However, I would have to say, my first impressions with the Battlefield 6 beta were overwhelmingly positive from my perspective, from a casual gamer's perspective. Now, like I said, I'm not trying to optimize everything in the video game because that's boring. God dang it, we got to defeat, so we're going to have to continue this conversation in the next game. Play the ad, just kidding. All right, we're on Iwo Jima. Let's have some fun. Let's wrap this conversation up, but we're going to end it with the overall impressions of Battlefield 6 while we run into some random objective here on Iwo Jima. Just kidding. All right, let's go. But I would have to say my initial impressions of Battlefield 6 were overwhelmingly positive. However, there is one little gripe that I have with Battlefield 6, and that is Liberation Peak and the Recon class and the Sniper glint issue on Liberation Peak. Okay, I would have to describe it as having camera flashes that are simulating what it's like to have paparazzi follow you, essentially. But with that out of the way, one of my favorite things to do in the open beta was to use the tanks. Personally, outside of infantry combat, my favorite thing to do was use the vehicles, especially the tank, because I don't know what it is. I think me in Battlefield 6 and the tanks, we drive pretty well. We respawn, but yeah, being in a tank in Battlefield 6, you single-handedly have the ability to turn the tide of the match. There were several instances where we were down and out of our luck, and I came rolling in with the tank and changed the game, and we pulled out with a victory. I think it's all about teamwork. Like I said before, class system at Battlefield at its core is about teamwork. And if you have a good tanker and you have some engineers repairing you, you could really rack up some serious points, capturing objectives, taking out the enemies. Give me 1 second. We gotta get some gamers here. Okay, we got 2 of them, and we got our head blasted. So there's that. We're gonna respond. But like I said, you could really change the tide of the war with the tanks if there's coordination. I think that's really cool. Using the tanks in Battlefield 6 felt like you didn't want to throw it away. You just didn't want to charge straight into battle because the tanks in the game, or any vehicle in this case, is very useful in the game, depending on how you use it. I remember we were holding Liberation Peak. There was this last objective on the hill. We were holding that with the like the buggy, and we had like the MG on the top, and we were positioning ourselves, and we were holding down the objective, which is kind of cool. In Battlefield 6, I think the vehicles or the design, map design, the vehicles make it feel like they actually matter this time around. Unlike in 2042, where I feel like I'm playing Grand Theft Auto on this map. Everyone's got a vehicle. I just died. All right. Again, we're going back to the menu, or the whatever respawn screen. But there's also one other thing I wanted to touch on too, and that was the player count per match. I think them going back to 64 players was also the right move, because when it comes to 128 players, I think that's when things kind of get out of hand, and we have some balancing issues, and there's frame rate issues and stuff like that. I just don't. I think Battlefield is better with 32 versus 32. I'm excited to see the larger maps in Battlefield 6. Let me know what you guys are most excited for down below in the comments in Battlefield 6. Is it the maps? Is it the gunplay? Are you guys trying to optimize, you know, everything in the game? Or a casual gamer like me? I'm kind of curious. This has been quite a fun conversation. Let me see if we can find some more people. We gotta capture. F1 is pretty hot in Iwo Jima. Let's see if we can capture this before we sign off. But like I was saying, have it be 64 players is much better than 124. But I'm just overall excited for Battlefield 6. We have the portal, we have the class system back, we have the drag mechanic, and the gunplay in Battlefield 6 feels pretty good. I think, you know, again, some balancing things can be worked out, but we won't cover that right now. But yeah, the maps. If you see me, I'm probably going to be rocking the medic or the tank. Okay, I love the tank. But I'm excited just to play a new Battlefield title again. I think the vast majority of the community is after 2042. It's good to experience a Battlefield title that is going back to its roots and not going in the opposite direction, essentially. So, and by the way, Iwo Jima was a new map. The most recent Battlefield map, I guess you could say. But overall, I'm looking forward to Battlefield 6 in a couple of weeks. And I hope you guys are too. We might do like a Battlefield-thon on Twitch, so you guys can follow me on there if you want. I stream my animation stuff, and we game sometimes. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to sign off, and I will see you guys in the next one, where I'm going to go run towards E11, and I'll let you guys know if I survive. I'm probably not going to survive. You guys have a good one. See you next time.